Hey guys, Derek Roush here from VocalPoint Consulting. Welcome to What's the Point, where our goal is to provide you with useful and relevant information on unified communications, contact center, and cloud services. Today I'm excited because we got a really good conversation coming up here with Sara Blengeri from TetraVX, and she's going to talk to us about what sets them apart in this huge flooded UCaaS market. All right, guys, thanks for joining us today. We've got Sara Blengeri, who is the channel sales manager for TetraVX. And we're going to be talking to her today a little bit about Tetra and kind of who they are, what they do, and give you guys a little bit of background on them. So, Sara, I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself today and just tell the audience, kind of who you are, and maybe a little bit about your role, and then give us some background on Tetra, where you guys come from, and a little bit about your history.
Thanks, Derek. My name is Sara Blengeri. I'm with TetraVX. I'm a channel sales manager within the organization. I've been with the company for, going on 5.5 years now, but I've been in the tech business for over 20 years. Our company, TetraVX, we are a unified communications and collaborations organization. What does that mean? That means we focus and specialize on cloud voice and cloud collaboration for businesses all over the globe, of all shapes and sizes, from small to very large enterprise clients and in the government as well. We've been delivering UC solutions for over 20 years. However, we are actually a division within a much larger organization called Netrix LLC. We are headquartered out of Chicago. But we've got resources and people with different roles and responsibilities, of course, all over the globe. We've grown quite a bit in the last 20 years through a lot of M&A that we've done as an organization. We've done that just to bring on great people and great resources, again, throughout the globe. We're pushing closer to 700 employees today, and it really gives us a nice, not just background on, we've been delivering these solutions for a long time, but at the end of the day, we've got a lot of breadth and depth within our resources in terms of experience across many different stacks of technologies that really lay the foundation for what you see has to be on top of in collaboration to make sure that it works properly.
With regard to Tetra and what you guys do with your NVX platform, tell me a little bit about maybe what sets you guys apart. What's different that you're doing that maybe some of your competitors are not doing?
That's a great question. And my quick answer is that we've got a couple of really big differentiators that I see in the marketplace when we're working with our clients. The biggest differentiator, I would say, there's three. The first is our team and our tenure and our approach. Our company has been delivering UC solutions, as I had already mentioned, for well over 20 years before cloud was even the cloud. And there are a lot of other companies out there today that have great products, right? They have great teams and they probably have great processes. But I can tout that our company's been doing this for a really long time, and that tenure that we can bring to the table with the deployments when clients are still migrating from an on-prem solution to cloud, or potentially they're, moving from another cloud solution. Maybe it's not giving them everything that they're looking for out of the tool set for their users. We've got a really interesting background and pedigree and purview and lens as a company to help make those recommendations to one of our cloud UC solutions. So it's our approach, it's our tenure, it's the expertise we have on staff, but then certainly you heard me mention platforms, right? And most companies have one solution in the cloud collaboration space. We've got multiple. Again, it's in our background and our pedigree to take a different perspective, a consulting perspective. And as a result, we built out our solution set to have multiple UC platforms and collaboration platforms. So ultimately, that allows us to tailor fit the right solution to what our clients' needs are instead of the other way around. Whether, they've got specific investments that they've made around the Microsoft stack or in the Cisco world, or whatever the case may be, where they've made their investments in technology for their users, we can, because we've got multi-platform strategy and platform, we can provide them the right solution for their organization and for their users.
I'm assuming then that you guys can handle some of the Microsoft services, whether that's 365 or Teams, and support that with your team, correct?
We can. TetraVX has our own Cisco solution, which is called CVX. We also have our own Skype for Business solution called SVX. And then we also have our Microsoft Teams solution, as well as our own flagship product called NVX. So I gave that context to give you some background. But yes, we do offer support and help and consulting and governance and guidance and implementation around the entire Microsoft stack.
So does that mean, because you also mentioned Cisco, does that mean you could take, say, a premise-based Cisco client and take them to the cloud, maybe on a much slower path, and maybe make them a little bit more comfortable in moving to the cloud, rather than doing a forklift, with everything going to the cloud at one time, right?
Exactly. Absolutely. A lot of companies, depending on where they're at with their migration to the cloud, need that help and that support and that expertise to provide that hybrid coexistence. And we can do that with any of the stacks that we have.
It sounds like you got a lot of ancillary services that you could bring to the table. Can you maybe go a little bit deeper on some of those, and how you can maybe be a true partner to a client rather than just a solution provider for, say, UCaaS or, Microsoft?
It's important that we provide the right tools and the right UC and collaboration solution for clients. But it's ultimately not just the technology stack or the collaboration tools that we apply that are important. It's the foundation that it sits on, and that's equally as important, right? So we've got a pretty large team behind us, beyond our voice team, that has the expertise on network infrastructure. So when you get into local area networks or wide area networks, or people walking around with their laptops in an office setting, right? When people are getting back to work away from the work from home movement, people can, we've got that expertise, whether it's LAN or WAN or Wi-Fi, to make sure that their environment in their office space or office spaces is set up properly to take on the load. But at the end of the day, is to make sure that every user is having the most optimal experience with that UC and collaboration solution. So we've got a team of people behind us that have that expertise, because it's no longer about just throwing a phone on the desk. We're installing, soft phones, and we got mobile applications, and people got to be able to access communications and work with their clients anytime, anywhere, any place, whether you're home or on the go or on a coffee, in a coffee shop, or, in the office. And as people get back into the office, all these other components are critically important, again, to having a great experience for audio and video quality. But then you also get into, and we get into AV technologies. So many times our clients just need a Polycom type of device in a conference room, and away they go, which is great. We can do that. If they have room systems that are integrated, we've got a whole AV team, an integrated collaborations team that's all they do is AV technologies. When you get into boardrooms and meeting rooms and executive rooms and training rooms and open collaboration spaces, that helps, our clients not only dictate the right technologies that go into the spaces, but we also can help add some value throughout the implementation on what needs to be done within their environment to make it work properly in those rooms.
But what about like a multi-location client? You mentioned circuits. If you can do the circuits, I would assume that would mean you could do, say, the SD-WAN or the firewalls and manage those devices, correct?
That's right. With the extended experience and expertise that we have on staff, again, beyond just voice, we have all these other team members and experts on our team, again, on the network infrastructure side and the AV side, but then you also get into quality of service on the network side. And we are a CLEC, but we're also an ISP, which means Internet Service Provider. So that allows us, we have a backbone. So that allows us to provide connectivity if and when needed to provide that guaranteed quality of service through MPLS or dedicated internet or SD-WAN, whatever the need calls for organizations, we can meet those requirements to give them a single point of contact, right? Not just from a billing and contractual standpoint, but again, at the end of the day, it's about the experience that the company and the users have, and we can provide that all-in-one experience and guarantee quality of service.
That's awesome.
That was a mouthful.
No, it's great. Good stuff. So let me ask you about contact center, because I know you guys can do some contact center, within your platform, but you guys are also a big Five9 partner as well. So can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Absolutely. So TetraVX and Five9 have a very strategic partnership, Derek. Our teams have been in partnership for over 8 years now. At the end of the day, Five9's got a great, phenomenal, best of breed, Gartner leading contact center software, virtual contact center software, and that's where they focus their R&D and their investments. TetraVX is a unified communications and collaborations organization, and we focus our R&D and investments on non-contact center. So it's a really great partnership, and we've taken that partnership from not only integrating our data centers for call routing capabilities between the platforms, so it's all one platform, whether you're a contact center user or a non-contact center user. We provide that capability for extension dialing and to alleviate costs between the platforms for our customers. But then we've taken that partnership to even the next level over the years. And we have provided, we provide our teams, they're all fully integrated. So all of our respective teams are working together, almost like sister companies. We have a playbook between organizations, and we really don't need a playbook anymore. All the processes are there, and our teams are aligned. And then we've also integrated our products as well. So the Five9 contact center software is integrated with our flagship NVX product for that synchronized directory, click to call and presence capability.
So one of the things we see, because we deal with contact centers and clients that have dispersed workforces throughout the country, and a lot of that is moving to a work at home model, especially in 2020, with everything going on. But tell me a little bit about how you guys, maybe with your collaboration suite and some of the other tools that you have, can support those work from home agents or that work from home model.
We've got within our platform, we've got multiple UCaaS platforms, multiple collaboration technologies. But I've got to tell you, probably over 85% of the clients and projects that we're working on are within our NVX flagship product and platform. That NVX platform and service and solution comes with a modern phone system. So any device, anywhere, anytime type of mentality and service and solution. But it also provides single number reach, Derek. So companies that have their users working from home can be reached through voice through one number. They can be reached through SMS or through fax. Just again makes it easier for users to connect with their customers on a daily basis through a mobile phone or a soft phone. And of course, we can provide a desk phone too.
So through your NVX platform, you're saying that even a supervisor can manage those work from home agents and be able to see what they're doing and collaborate, whether that's SMS or video and all as well, right?
That's right. So we've also, in addition to the modern phone system component of NVX, we've also built in some really cool additional features like messaging and meeting, chat and IM, right? And then we also have a video technology built into our user interface. So we've got the full collaboration suite available within NVX. But Derek, what I think is pretty cool and slick about our NVX platform is that it's really flexible. So a lot of companies out there today have made investments already. And, it's not just about their vision of what their users need, but they've made these investments in technologies for IM or for chat or for video. So with our NVX platform, we've built it to be modular so that companies can take from it what they need for their users. So for example, if a client is already working with another video solution and they like it, they can keep it and they can use us just for voice. If, for example, a company already has a messaging platform, but they need video and voice, we can do that. If a company, for example, needs an all-in-one platform, they want voice, they want messaging, they want meeting all in one UI, we can do that. So we built the platform to be modular so that they can take from the platform what they need, and that can change depending on where they're at with that, I'll call it journey to the cloud. So today they may opt to choose to just use our phone system or a modern cloud UC solution. And then a year later, they may say, I'm not so happy with our IM and messaging solution. We'd like to turn on and buy that additional license from you, TetraVX, for your messaging component. We'd rather have one user interface for our users.
Is there anything that we're missing?
I think the additional component, I think that would be interesting to share with others around NVX is, when people think about collaboration, they think video. That's your first thought, video and voice. And then, of course, messaging or chat, which we've got built into the platform. But we've taken it a step further, Derek, and we've built it into a business workflows user interface, which means, in layman's terms, it also provides document sharing capabilities, but also e-signature. So there's a lot of additional capabilities that NVX can provide within the same user interface for clients so that their users can communicate with their customers via chat. They can, if a group of users like sellers within an organization are working on a project and sharing on a document and they want to send that document to one of their customers for e-signature, our platform can do that. So I think that's a really cool differentiator. The other interesting aspect to NVX is the fact that we have open API. And you had mentioned that earlier at one point today, but we have open API. So that ultimately allows us to be really flexible with customers and integrations they need us to make for their business workflows, like CRM as an example, or a Salesforce integration, so that it can provide their users, even outside of a call center, to have that screen pop and that data immediately at the fingertips for the users outside of a call center. That's just as an example.
If somebody wanted to understand more about Tetra or the TetraVX line, tell me, where would they go to get that information, and what is your sales process like? How do you guys work? How would a CTO want to engage with you guys?
Great question, Derek. The way CTOs can get in touch with TetraVX is candidly, we work with a lot of different consulting groups throughout the United States and throughout the globe. You can reach out to VocalPoint Consulting to get in touch with TetraVX. And what our process looks like beyond that is every single engagement that we work on with VocalPoint and with their customers, as we assign solution architects to that project. We take a holistic view, Derek, into the project because of all the expertise we have within our team and within our staff, and we know how important these projects are to companies, that they go well, right? So we assign different solution architects depending on what the requirements are, and we really take a step back and not only need to understand what the business needs are, what the vision is from the leadership, but we also really need to take a step back and understand what the end users need, what they're using today, where they want to go, and then we take a look at the whole holistic environment so we can make the right recommendations across the board.
So, Sara, any parting words?
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. We look forward to doing business with anyone that watches this. Please reach out to VocalPoint Consulting. They can absolutely help guide you through that process, and we look forward to meeting you soon.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today to What's the Point? This is Derek Roush with VocalPoint Consulting, and that's the point.